Go to Titus chapter 1. I want to read to you from verse 1 to verse 3. Watch what it says. Paul, a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ, according to the faith of God's elect, and the acknowledging of the truth which is after godliness, in hope, watch now, this is important, in hope of eternal life, which God that cannot lie promised before the world began. In hope of eternal life, God promised eternal life for all before the world began. Look at what it tells you. But had in these last days manifested his word. So he has made good his word of promise through preaching, which is committed unto me according to the commandment of God our Savior. Through the preaching of the gospel, he makes his promise known, which means he promised eternal life before the world began, but that through the gospel, that word of promise is made good in your life. When you hear the gospel, it's the message of eternal life. When you believe it, you receive eternal life. Then you see God's goodness, God's righteousness is manifested in your life. Go to Romans chapter 1, verse 16. We're going to read two verses, 16 and 17. Look what it says here. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God, the gospel of Christ that we preach. We should never be ashamed to preach it. It doesn't matter who tries to shame you. The reason they will try to do that is because they don't know Jesus Christ. They don't know God. They're ignorant. But this is the power of God. Look at it. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek, because the message was delivered to the Jews first, and to the Greeks, the Gentiles, non-Jews, every non-Jew. Look at that. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. This gospel, he says, is the power of God for saving men. Meaning that God cannot save you except through the gospel. That is his choice. That's the way he's determined to do it. To save you through the gospel of Jesus.